Hello, everyone. I am Meredith, and I am an intuitive and an astrologer based out of the mountains of North Carolina. And today I'm going to do the first video out of several that I'm going to make on different signs on the IC, though this can also apply for your moon sign, and it can apply for the sign that is in your fourth house. In astrology, there are different house systems or different ways to draw up the chart. And ever since I had a very significant life-changing event last year, I have been using whole sign houses to draw up my astrology charts, both for myself and for my clients and for my friends and family. So I just wanted to share this, that I've done an intro video on this series as to kind of like what my motivation is behind doing it. And so I'll let you watch that. I'll put that in the description so that you can see some of my ramblings. And yeah, so the first sign that I'm going to work with is Aries IC. So if you have an Aries IC, then you might have a Capricorn rising. If you have Aries in your fourth house, you might have a Capricorn rising. And this also works if you have Aries in your moon sign placement and Mars in your natal fourth house. So if you have any of those things, then this video is for you. So I'm talking a little bit about ancestral patterns, sort of emotional programming that becomes physical, that affects us physically for one reason or another. And so if you are an Aries IC, or if you are an Aries moon, or if you have Aries in the fourth house, or if you have Mars in the fourth house in your natal birth chart, then this video is for you. So sometimes, not always, you can see people with Aries moon or all of these things. I'm not going to just repeat that the whole time, but you can have people who grew up with very young and inexperienced parents, sometimes also single parents. So there's this energy of like, I'm so young, I'm a kid myself, I don't know what to do with you, this kid, you know? There can be that energy that kind of like pervades in the household. And, you know, that can create as well a family that is very busy. So in a way, there's like, this person is busy over here doing this person is busy over here doing this, and so on and so forth. And there's not really a whole lot of togetherness and of doing things together as a family. So there's this idea of like kind of growing up as an Aries moon IC, fourth house, or Mars in the fourth house, of kind of having to fend for oneself, to grow up like with the I have to do it all on my own. There tends to be that energy, and then that can really seep in and it can affect a lot of areas of life. I think that the IC, which is the bottom part of the chart that has to do with the past, you know, your lineage, your ancestry, you know, the IC really does affect a lot of things, and it affects like your emotions, which means that it affects your relationships, your career, etc. So I would say that like hyperindependence programming is something that you can see with Aries on all of these things. And in the physical body, this can show up as like this feeling of like needing to hold up the ceiling, and it being something that you're doing all by yourself, right? That's like part of the energy. So what we can see within this is like pressure headaches, neck aches, people who are hot-headed, quick to anger. There can be a lot of like explosive anger dynamics of potential with Aries on the IC. And so and with Aries moon and with Mars in the fourth house. So one of the things that I've realized with a lot of headaches that originate from the neck is that when you're like overextended because you're like having to do it all by yourself, you kind of like stick your neck out or your head out a little bit, right? And when you stick your head out like this, it is literally like 20 pounds when you pull your head back a little bit. And when you have your head right over your neck in proper alignment, it's like 8 pounds on your neck, where like we can see like, you know, people who jut their head forward, who clench their jaw because they're tense, because they have to do it all by themselves, because they feel unsupported and that they have to be the one to hold up the ceiling and whatnot. You can see that, you know, they start to have these like major headaches that actually originate in the neck, and in like, it's like a postural thing that is a holding pattern generated by trauma. So what I might suggest to someone, if I see this combination in their chart, if I see Aries moon, if I see Aries IC, Aries in the 4th house, then I might suggest that they practice like bringing their head properly over their neck, and also to try to like, in my IC, even though I don't have Aries in my 4th house, this is my IC, so I need help with this as well, is like asking for help and including other people more in my process. So yeah, this is, you know, the other thing too that can help with this, because Aries moon, Aries IC, Aries 4th house can be very, Mars in the 4th house can be very hot-headed, is peppermint essential oil, or you know, peppermint spray around the head, just to kind of like cool this down. You can also use visualization, where like I think of like red and orange as a very, very hot, very warm color, right? And you can use the visualization of like that icy blue and just kind of like run that through your head. And that might help if you feel that you are like either quick to anger, or if you have certain like tension headaches, or even headaches that affect your eyes. You know, always kind of keeping your eyes open. There's like a hypervigilance to potential threats that can emerge with Aries on the IC. You know, Aries and Mars are connected to wars, you know, so you might look into, okay, well, does my family have any veterans in it? Even if it's generations ago, you know, maybe there's a part of me that has internalized this, like having to be alert, you know, and if you have any like ocular migraines, perhaps that might be why. So, you know, the 4th house and the IC are not typically like linked with medical astrology. I haven't seen that done, but I have been very much kind of just looking at intuitively the link between these, and have noticed that there's certain holding patterns that I have in my body that both of my parents have in their body. And so I did just want to come share about that. So this has been the first video. If you like it, or if you have Aries moon, Aries IC, Mars in the 4th house, let me know. And yeah, I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye.